I've been tuning into Marie Forleo's podcast for years now, and therefore I've heard her promote her book, Everything is Figureoutable, hundreds or even thousands of times. So I had it on my wish list for a while, and finally, a couple of months ago, I finally got around to ordering it and reading it. Overall, I really enjoyed it and found it a light read. It is a book that coaches you on going towards your goals and dreams, mixed with evidence from Marie's fascinating story. She has had quite a fascinating life, filled with quite some goals and achievements. At the end of each chapter, you can find an insight to action that helps you apply the concepts she addresses. Like any good coach, she gets you to turn theory into practice. In this video, I would like to guide you through the main takeaways that I took from each of the chapters. Insights from the pages that I folded the corners of. Some of these I definitely found very powerful and transformative, so I really hope that I can at some point in my life someday fully integrate them into my daily life. One of the first chapters is called The Magic of Belief. In this chapter, Marie tells us how nothing exists in our physical world that doesn't exist in our mind. She explains how our external reality is just a reflection of our beliefs, using a very practical system. Each of us has beliefs. These beliefs are the root of our thoughts. Thoughts make us feel a certain way. Different feelings lead to different behaviors. Naturally, behaviors, especially when repeated, lead to results. I am a believer in the law of attraction and in how our energetic signature plays a role in what we call into our lives. But I very much appreciate this very practical connection that Marie creates between our internal and our external realities. Marie then proceeds in explaining how we can work on the first level, the belief level, that is what essentially anchors it all. And she explains that beliefs can come from different factors. Environment as we grow up, different experiences that we live through life, evidence which was told to us by society or authority figures, different positive or negative examples of people that we observed achieving or not different accomplishments, and also pure envisioning. Once these beliefs are in the awareness realm, so essentially once we see them and once we are able to analyze them, then we can work on changing them. Because then all beliefs are essentially a choice. You can see them, you can name them, and a choice is something that you can change. And that part enters the realm of behavioral change, which can be tricky, but is definitely possible. Think about how you, for example, teach a dog to go outside instead of in the house, or tell yourself to improve your posture every time you notice that you're slouching a bit. Another chapter is all about eliminating excuses and overcoming perceived limitations. Remember, the book is called Everything is Figureoutable after all. So, as you probably can imagine, Marie is of the opinion that there is no such thing as a limitation, and that is only real in your perception and in your lens. She talks about the typical I don't have time and how we always make time for what's important enough. This is true. The I don't have money, which can be solved by resourcefulness, and the I don't know how or I don't know where to start, which in the days of Google at our fingertips is a very weak excuse to argue for. Another one of my favorite parts is the how to deal with the fear of anything chapter. As someone who felt intense fear before quitting my job a few months ago, I can definitely relate with some of her prompts. She quotes Shannon L. Alder that says that so many of the world's misunderstandings could be avoided if we would only ask, what else can this mean? To say that the more fear we feel of a given work, calling, or situation, the more certain we should be that this is something we should go for. Something that gives us such a visceral response as feeling is something that should definitely be explored. Now, just because our soul wants something, it doesn't mean that it will be easy, but it will definitely be critical for our growth and development. Using Everything is Figureoutable as our motto can definitely help us navigate. Next, she talks about the importance of really defining our dreams. And I am also of the opinion that every dream that lives within us is there for a reason. And she says that you wouldn't have the dream you do if you didn't already have everything you need to make it a reality. Being very clear on what those dreams and desires are, being able to articulate them and write them down will bring them into your awareness and also recruit your neural system to start noticing opportunities around you, to really get your brain to work for you, to notice the opportunities that may help you bring those realities into play. She stresses how important it is to focus on progress, not perfection. A trap I keep falling prey to, so definitely amazing reminder. Another part that resonated so much with me as a recovering people pleaser was the part in which she talks about criticism. She throws a bunch of facts at us. Number 1, everything you love is despised by someone, and number 2, the more you care about what others think, the more they own you. It got me thinking. She says that when it comes down to criticism, the best is to take what helps and leave the rest. Because so often a lot of criticism is not really helpful. And to always consider the source. Never accept criticism or advice from someone you would not gladly switch places with. Towards the end of the book, she mentions Bronnie Ware, a former nurse, wrote a book called The 5 Top Regrets of the Dying. And one of the ones that Marie mentioned really hit home for me. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. It's truly one of my commitments and also the main reason why I decided to leave a job that didn't truly fulfill me, without too much of a solid plan, to be honest. Life is just way too precious and it just goes by way too fast when we are busy just trying to make it through the week and waiting for the next weekend. Keep that in mind and build a life that makes you glad that you're alive. As if someone forgot to close the backyard door. This is it for today. If you are into personal development topics, then I definitely would advise you to get this book. You find a direct link in the description bar down below so you can buy it. If you want more content on content marketing and strategy, then make sure to download my freebie. The link is also down below in the description bar. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's it. We see us next time for another one. Thank you so much. Bye!